Okay, so welcome everyone to the the recorded stuff meeting thing. Who we have in voice with us is we have 29th Doctor, we have me, we have Danny, we have Effect, Mama Ace, and Meki are attending the staff meeting. Okay, so let's go through some of the questions that were put into the chats. Okay, so we'll go with Danny's question first, and I'll read it out in sections because Danny there's more than one thing. Okay, so is there any way we can incorporate a story for next season? Or the Olympic Games again? They were really fun. Yeah. Okay, so alright, so in regard to like the storyline slash event for the future, of course we want to do something like that. That is what set us apart, and we love doing that as well. But we do need to come up with ideas of what we actually want to do that wouldn't be too close, that we're just basically doing exactly last season again. But we still want something to be enjoyable and for like everyone to participate in it. So we'd have to come up with an idea of how we could do that again. And so yes, we do want to do that in the future. At the moment, we haven't come up with anything. We've been concentrated on 1.13 and on Skyblock and stuff like that. But yes, we will be planning on doing another storyline event thing in the future. Okay, so Olympic Games specifically now. So the Olympic Games with the whole teams and events and everything, that got very unfair very fast, if you remember. Like, everyone noticed that one team was winning, so they just all joined that team. So it just, yeah, very unfair, very quickly, didn't really work. And a lot of people got extremely competitive, and it didn't, like, I don't know, it didn't end up well. So if we do the actual, like, Olympic Games event again, it will probably just be, like, a participation reward or rewards that unlock for the full server. Like, when however many members finish this part, it will just unlock, you know, whatever the reward is for the entire server. It's not going to be teams, it's not going to be members against each other. It will be, yes, something that won't get unfair and won't leave out certain members if they can't play as long as other members, and won't get people to be too competitive. Okay. So the next part of your message was, I know for a fact that I'm not building anything if it's gonna reset. I'm assuming that's talking about what we're doing with 1.13, if we're doing a new season, if we're doing stuff like that. So, I'll explain to you what Effect and I have decided in our meetings now. We've set in stone that this survival server that we have right now is staying. What we're going to do is we're going to update the server to 1.13. The original world is staying, but the mining world will be 1.13. So everyone will keep their houses, everyone will keep their items, their balance, their everything. And then they can go into the mining world if they want to go and get 1.13 blocks, and they can bring it back to their house that way. That's kind of like what we did when we moved from 1.11 to 1.12. How if you wanted parrots, if you wanted anything like that, you just went into the mining world, got them, and brought it back to your house. So we're going to do that again when 1.13 is compatible with all of our plugins. That's our plan for that. Also, we're going to be bringing in a new survival server, which is 1.13 only. So we're going to be adding a new survival server, so people have the choice to either play on this 1.12 server where their houses are, or they can go to a brand new 1.13 survival server where they will be completely reset. No builds, no money, no items, no anything is going to transfer over to there. They can go on that server and decide to go and live in a 1.13 biome, go and set everything up there. So if people do want the full 1.13 experience, they can go onto the new server, but they will lose all their stuff. Or they have the option to stay with their builds on the old server and just get 1.13 items from the mining world. So that is what we're deciding to do for the 1.13 server. We have not announced that to the public yet, because we hadn't really announced it to all the staff yet either. But that is our decision. That has been in talks for a while. But we think that gives the most options of people can either stay with their builds and everything, or move over to a 1.13 and restart. So hopefully that makes everyone happy. We will eventually, I don't know how many months from now, but we will then discontinue the old server, and once a lot of people have moved over, we will shut down the old 1.12 server, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It is 1.13, but the older server, will shut that survival down and have everyone move over. But we'll give them basically a transition period where we'll have both servers open. Okay, next part. What is going to happen with the sponsor server? Okay. So the sponsor server, obviously we're not abandoning. We still really want to do stuff with the sponsor server. Basically, we've been really busy getting 1.13 working, and we've been doing Skyblock as well on the side, and those have been our main focus. We haven't really been focusing on the sponsor server, but yes, we will definitely be continuing on with the sponsor server. We do have already, like, the next kind of storyline stuff written. We just have not gone and fleshed it out because we have had a lot of other stuff that we've been concentrating on first. But no, it's not abandoned. Yes, we will be continuing on with it. Yes, as well, Danny, sure, we will probably need your help with building and with whatever else that you would like to help us out on. Okay. No one's on there anymore. I only go on to work on my build. Yep, that's just with sponsor server. Alright, so Danny's question answered. Danny, are you happy with all of the stuff from that message? Did we answer it all? Cool. Alright, moving on to Jazz's question. Well, the first part of Jazz's question was crap. Can people say it? In my opinion, no, because in English it might be considered a bad word. Families might see that the word is allowed and let their kids not play on the server anymore. If crap was allowed on the server, my mum probably wouldn't let my sister play on the server. So yes, we have discussed this many times before. As a base rule, it's not allowed to be said. We have discussed that before, and it is not allowed to be said. I don't personally think it's something you should punish for. I would just tell them it's not allowed, give a verbal warning, and then if the player continues to say it, it would be then more out of spite, than rather actually saying it because, you know, they're used to saying it. If they continue saying it after you tell them not to, absolutely feel free to punish for that. Just the first time, if they say it, or if they say it, you know, on occasion by accident, just verbally warn, don't actually punish for it. But then if they continue to say it, basically out of spite, of course, go ahead and punish for it. But yes, so we agreed it is not a word we want on our server, but it is not like equivalent to swearing where we'll just jump and straight punish for it. It's just basically telling them that it's not a word we want on our server.
A freebie warning, more or less.
Yeah, basically, just do a verbal warning. Don't even slash warn or anything like that. Just a verbal warning. Just let them know that we don't want that on our server. But so don't actually go ahead. Yeah, just in chat. Exactly. Alright, so the second part of Gamer Jazzes, the second question was, should Titans and above be able to state their opinions on Talos before taking their Titan test? In my opinion, yes, we want to make sure the entire staff team have no problems with each other. So, hold on. Where I totally wrote myself notes. I gotta figure out where the notes for this one was. There we go. Okay, so anyone at any time can give their opinions about other staff members to Effect or myself. If you ever have an issue with a staff member, feel free to bring it to us first, and feel free to bring it to us as soon as it happens, so we can see the context and everything. It would be really good if you brought it to us with proof, like if you think they did something wrong, or you don't agree with how they handled a situation. The best thing to do is bring it to us with proof, so we can decide for ourselves if we think that is something that we need to either punish them for, talk to them about, remove their role, all that kind of stuff. So yes, if you have an issue with a staff member, whether it's Talos, Titan, Phoenix, Atlas, Gods, anything, bring it to either Effect or myself, and we'll deal from it from there. We don't really have a set thing, like we're going to go through every single other staff member and ask them their opinion on the Talos, because if one Titan or one whatever has a little bit of an issue with a Talos, we're not going to throw away like a perfectly good staff member purely because there's like a little bit of an issue, or one of the other staff members disagreed with what they said once, like whenever, right? Oh, sorry, Danny. Post proof for the verbal warning. Is that the crap thing?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I don't think it's really necessary because, again, it's not like we're actually punishing them for it. It's just, if you see it is repeated behavior yourself, then yeah, feel free to punish. Anyways, yes, if you do have an issue with a staff member, don't wait until, you know, we're saying they're sitting their Talos test, or we're saying, you know, something's happening already. Just bring it to us straight away. We can talk about it, we can discuss it, and see what's going on there. Because if it does turn out it is an actual issue, we want to know as soon as possible. Of course, if they have done something wrong, if you're not agreeing with how they're running things, we need to tell them that, and we need to explain to them that the way they're doing things is incorrect. So if you do have an issue with another staff member, bring it to Effect or I as soon as possible. With proof would be fantastic. If you don't have proof, still bring it to us just as soon as possible would be good. You don't have to wait for a certain time. Specifically for Talos, you're not going to have to wait. We're not going to hold a meeting and basically be like, does everyone on the staff team have, like, do any of you have any issues with this person becoming a Titan? Because at the end of the day, if we see that they are a good staff member, if they know what they're doing, if they can pass the Titan test, if they can do all of that, then we do obviously want them on our staff team, and that is something Effect and I will agree on then, if we want them on our staff team or not. Hopefully that covered that one. I'll move on to the next question. Okay. That finished Jazz's ones. So Mark's question was, I'd like to suggest you guys talk about good times for everyone to meet up for meetings, so we can maximize the amount of staff members attending. So, good time for everyone to meet up for a staff meeting is just never gonna happen. There will never be a time that everyone can meet up together regularly, just because we have Australians, we have Americans, and we have people from the UK and Europe. Those are such incompatible time zones that we're never gonna find a time that absolutely everyone can always join. Canadians, yes, there's Canadians too. There's just people from across the globe, which is awesome. We have such a diversified staff team, and that is absolutely great. I absolutely love it. But yes, this is why we have brought in the new changes of how staff meetings are being run. So all future staff meetings are going to be recorded, and they will run when either Effect or myself are available. Both of us don't have to be available, only one of us do. Speaking on that, again, make sure if you ever have an issue that you want discussed at a staff meeting, please put it in the staff meeting text channel as soon as you think of the issue. If you just message it to one of us, we may not remember to get around to it and then put it in the staff meeting. Please, as soon as you think of an issue or a topic you want discussed, put it in the staff meeting text channel. So Effect and I also have a chance, because if neither of us are going to be, well, if either one of us isn't going to be there, we still want to make decisions as a team because we are co-owners. So we will discuss it previously, like we did today, discuss each of the questions previously, and we'll come up with a solution or come up with our answer, and then we'll share it during the staff meeting. So if you do have something, please don't wait to the staff meeting to let us know about the issue or topic. Please post it in there previously so we can have a discussion and then bring our answer to you. But yes, times we're just going to have to figure out whenever either myself or Effect are free to run a staff meeting. Basically, we're just going to play it by ear, and when either one of us are free, we're going to hold a staff meeting when it has been a certain, you know, amount of time. Okay, hopefully that answered that question. Next one, how Titan is obtained and the process you have to go through to get it. So, I'm sure most of you know the basics. So Titan is obtained after a certain amount of time on Talos. As you guys know, Talos is the trial rank for the staff member. They will be on the Talos rank for a certain amount of time. It's normally a month, but if the staff member has not, we think, has not made it up to the level, the standard that we would like to then test them to become a Titan, sorry, we then give them extra time on the Talos role. So if you see someone has been on the Talos role for more than a month, it is most likely because we didn't think they did well enough, I guess, in their first month, but we still think they show promise and we still want them as a member of the staff team, so we gave them extra time on the Talos role so they can then train up as much as they can, and then we will test them at the end of it. So yes, the time period is usually a month, but sometimes we give extra time, 2 months, 3 months, however long we think they need. Yes. Hopefully that answered that one. Next question. How Phoenix is obtained and the process that you go through to get it. So, there's no set way to obtain Phoenix at this point. Phoenixes are hand chosen by Effect and myself. When a Titan shows great knowledge of the server and goes above and beyond their duties. Yeah, so there's no real set way. It's basically just people that Effect and I see are really on a lot. They're doing above and beyond what they're supposed to be doing. They're helping out the server in every way they can. And then, yes, we look to those people who we trust more to give them the role of Phoenix. Hopefully that one answered. Next one from Gamer Jazz. Should we add normal player commands to the staff handbook? No. Shortly. Normal player commands I'm not going to add to the staff handbook because that's not what the staff handbook is for. The staff handbook is basically there to show staff members how to perform their staff duties. If we want to add another handbook, a separate document, which is for regular player commands with like donor perks and everything in there, we can write a separate document. But that is not something I'll add to the staff handbook because those are not staff duties. That's not the role of the staff handbook. The staff handbook is there to help you run your staff duties and not just to help you play the game, basically. So if we do want to write another document, which has all of the commands that each tier can access without staff commands in that one, have just a regular player document, that is something we could write in the future, and that is something then we could also share with other members of the server and not just staff members. Because then everyone can also access that document. If that is something that we decide to write in the future. I'd rate that once you'll have time. Is that you want that extra handbook to happen? The regular player handbook? Is that what you're saying, Danny? Add it. It help the other players? Yeah. That can be something that we look forward to, look to doing in the future, I guess. And I think that was all the questions that had previously been asked, so I'll now open it up to discussion. Any questions, comments, concerns about anything I said, or anything else that you would like to bring to the table and discuss? Go at it. I'm gonna have a drink, because now I've been talking for a while. Wow, I've been talking for 20 minutes. GG. Yeah, what have you been doing on the server? I have no idea. Okay. Nice, we have Effect here. It's alright. He's here with us in spirit.
Well, he's here. Well,
on the server.
Yeah, so there's Scaron's handbook, but that's...
Yeah, Scaron's handbook can basically be developed into the handbook I'm talking about. But,
I think that would be a good idea.
I want it to be a separate thing.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing, it came up about different things on the Discord as well, you know, what the different things are for on Discord, if that could be then incorporated there as well.
That would be something we'll put in the welcome channel, I guess.
Mm.
Is there any other topics or questions or anything you guys would like to talk about?
Can I come back to your 1.13? So,
sure.
So you're saying that the current one is staying as it is. Mining World will go 1.13.
Yes.
And we can transfer things from the Mining World across, just like we did Parrots. I mean,
yes.
How do you transfer things across?
So mobs like dolphins, you will not be able to bring across. Turtles, you should be able to bring across because you can just mine a turtle egg and bring that into the other world. Fish you can pick up in buckets. Drowned,
So you you can carry a turtle egg across.
Yeah,
with
so if you have
take it
Silk
with
Touch,
you.
you can Silk Touch a turtle egg and bring it across. I don't know
okay.
if drowned are going to spawn in the other world. I don't think so, but you can always harvest the drowned in the mining world.
Well, why would you want to take a drowned with you? But yes,
No idea.
I'm quite happy to leave the mobs over there. Okay, yeah. But like coral, you know how it needs to. So can you take coral and put it in, let's say, an aquarium that you're
Yes.
actually doing and things like that?
Yes, so
Okay.
coral and
So it doesn't need specific water. I just noticed in the aquatic update there is different types of water.
yes. I mean, there has always been different types of water.
Oh, okay.
There's always been different ocean biomes. They did add new ocean biomes, but there have always been different ones.
Oh, okay. So
And
mm?
you go, my mice. Sorry.
No. It has a,
I was gonna
the
say.
other one, yes.
Oh.
Go.
Okay. Spawners for the new mobs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's something we'll have to talk about. But yeah, that would be another way to possibly get the mob 1.13
drowned
into your...
would be basically the... Oh, no, I guess... Yeah, that's true. We could have a dolphin spawner.
I'm sure you could get a dolphin spawner and a
Very
turtle
true.
spawner.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's another
so
way
you
instead of
could
trying to find
buy-
eggs and stuff. So yeah.
So you could buy a dolphin spawner, take it across, and then spawn some dolphins into your aquarium.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. The sponsor server,
Uh-huh.
are we going to upgrade that at the same time to 113, seeing nobody is there anyway? Can we just transfer it into 113, and then when we go on, seeing we want to go on with the storyline eventually, then it's already changed over to 113? Then we can incorporate 113.
Once we have the
story.
survival servers updated, those are our main focus at this point.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we will go and update the sponsor server to 1.13 as well.
The
The entire
sponsor
server
server-
is going to be updated.
Yeah, it gets more complicated because of the quests, items, and stuff like that. Because they've changed all the item IDs, so it gets a bit more complicated with that. But we'll try.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yes, the entire server, every single
Yeah.
server is going to be updated to
It'll be
1.13.
113. And so then it's be better to just wait for the next quest and storyline once that is done and just incorporate that all with it. Uh-huh. Good.
Any other points? Anything else?
What kind of time frame are you looking at for this about? Do we have
For
some
what?
kind of idea of updates to the
No.
113?
Because we're waiting on other developers to update their plugins. It has nothing to do with us. We just need to wait for developers to update their plugins. So we don't have a time frame because they don't have a time frame that they've given.
Okay.
Basically, we're just trying to do it as soon as possible.
Okay. Yeah. So we keep telling that player that then that
Yes.
you're working on it, and as soon as we can, we will.
Yeah.
Are you happy for us now to say? I mean, what would you like us to say to players? Because
We will
come
put
up.
out an announcement about us updating to 1.13 soon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And
I
until
think it-
then, we just go. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it may. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we got you.
It may also be interesting because we've been dealing with this elsewhere. Kids come to you and they'll say, or other players will come to you and they'll say, "Well, I saw 1.13 over here." It's not the real Spigot 113 that we can add plugins to. It's probably some experimental one or a straight up vanilla one. It's not like our server one. If you need to explain
Yes.
that, it probably goes without saying, but I don't know if that's public knowledge. But yeah, there are other versions out there of Spigot, but they're not the official, full, safe, reliable ones yet.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously because 1.13 has been released, there are 1.13 servers out there, like the Reef. Like, Mount Olympus does have a 1.13 server already, which people are playing on, but that is our creator-only 1.13 pure vanilla survival.
Yes.
Danny, we're always thinking about adding new staff members. At this point, it's just
lately.
staff applications. We had one staff application that was completed during this past month, and we did not accept them. It was not the best staff application. So at this point, we are basically waiting on staff applications to then have more staff members. It's not something that we're specifically waiting to add more. It's just that we haven't had great staff applications to then move on to being a staff member. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Because if there's nothing else, I will end the recording and I'll get that uploaded then. Last chance, any other topics? Or else they have to wait till next staff meeting.
Which is going to be when?
Effect and I actually haven't decided how often we're doing these. We will let you guys know in staff chat or staff meeting. We'll just tag everyone once we have decided about when the next one is going to be.
Actually, that reminds me. Can we do a at staff tag on the Discord? Just so it's a lot
Sure.
easier,
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do the whole.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
forums, It's just one. Cool. Yeah, now we're good.
Yeah. I see Effect typing something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if he's typing something for us to talk about now. Alright, Effect's gonna let me know his free weekends and stuff to organize staff meetings, so all good then. Okay, well, I guess that's it then, if there's no other topics or anything, so thank you guys so much for attending this staff meeting, and we will let you know in either staff chat or staff meeting with a tag when the next one will be. Thank you.